Hi everyone, Nubkeks here. Welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. We're into Diamond 3, and yeah, not going to be showing you every single game because there's a few heroes that I played several times. We'll cover some of the same heroes a couple of times if I think they're really good games, but going to be trying to bring you some variety. So I'll skip games here and there. I think we skipped one or two before this. I don't remember, but anyway, it's fairly shortly after the Fallout game. Anyway, Diamond 3 was, we're not going to be here for too long, but we are here for now. This is going to be a Greymane game. I think a pretty interesting one. We've got a bunch of actually very good players in this game. I don't know, actually, so I don't know Six Line or Atomic Kirby on our team, but Curson, obviously player for Team Expert, the healer, pretty sure, and then Kronaz, who's fairly infamous solo queue player. I don't know if he's played pro before or not, or if he does at the moment. I'm not sure, but excellent player. On the enemy team, a lot of good players. Blade from Team Expert, their melee assassin player. Rammer Baller from Tricked Esports. Actually, not sure what he plays. I think he plays melee, but I'm not actually super sure. I know he's playing tons of Greymane himself. We played loads of games with and against him over the past few days because I was grinding out a lot of Hero League. In case you don't know, yeah, at the time this video is out, I'm actually away in Paris for a week. So I did like pre-record, I played a lot and pre-recorded a lot of videos. And I'm now sitting down and doing the commentary for all of these to set them up so that you're going to have consistent 2 videos a day, even when I'm not there. I'll be back on Friday the 24th, I think it is. So yeah, we'll be back to sort of live post-game commentary then, if that makes sense, and the live streams and so on and so forth. So yeah, no live streams this week in case you're wondering where they are, and yeah, there you go. Anyway, also very interesting. I kind of know this now. It would have been helpful for the draft if I known it at the time. But Marco Corolla, as far as I know, as far as I've been able to see, it's kind of like a one-trick pony Nazebo. He always plays Nazebo. And Voodoo is like a one-trick pony Stitches. He always plays Stitches. Then we got Tix, who we played a couple of games with before as well. He seems to be a really good player. I think he's in the open division at the moment. But yeah, we led off with the Zarya. I think the Zarya pick is really nice. She, much like Tastar, who was banned, she enables the Castle ban as a troll ban. That's hilarious. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's a troll ban. I don't see that being legitimate at all. But yeah, the Zarya, she just enables a lot of heroes, much like Tassadar does. Not as much as he does. She doesn't enable them as much, but still does enable heroes. So it's just Greymane, which I'm playing to be a bit more aggressive. And it looks like we're going for the Illidan as well. I don't think the enemy team will expect that pick either, so that would be pretty nice for us. Zarya shields will enable probably Illidan more so than me, I would say, to dive in pretty deep. We got Lucio as well, who can obviously give us speed, help us dive even more aggressively. Will be able to provide us with sound barriers as well. And yeah, obviously I picked Greymane. Out of all the heroes available, I thought he was pretty good. As well, the enemy team led off with Nazebo Falstad. I think Greymane works pretty well against both of them. One of the nice things about Greymane, because he has such hard-hitting basic attacks, it basically makes it impossible for Nazebo to go for Superstition, which is probably the talent you would love to go for in Hero League. You know, it's just the dream come true when you get to pick Nazebo and the enemy team has picked all ability damage heroes, and you just go, ha ha ha, I can pick Superstition. The minus physical armor doesn't hurt me at all. I get 50 spell armor. Basically, it's even worse for the enemy team then. It's like, once I get to level 20, not only I'm probably the highest damaging hero in the game, I'm also insanely tanky. It's basically just game over straight from the draft if we make it that far. So yeah, I picked up Greymane to go into that. I thought it would fit pretty well. And it has worked out so far. Interesting that they banned a Nubarak out. I've been actually myself finding a Nubarak to be incredibly strong and somewhat underrated. I've noticed a lot of the top Grandmasters, or a lot of the good, really good players have been banning out a Nubarak and playing him quite a bit as well. Some of the tank players. So a Nubarak definitely. Maybe you guys, maybe at this stage but certainly in the first few days, these first 3 or 4 days of the season where I was playing these games, I think a Nubkeks is very much a sleeper hit. I think he's becoming more and more, people certainly at the top are becoming aware of just how impactful he can be. So I thought it was interesting that he was the choice to be banned away in this particular game. We also got Greymane. It's interesting, Greymane or Tyrael. I think both would have been great choices. Sorry, not Greymane or Tyrael. I mean ETC or Tyrael. Both great choices for tank, for the warrior. I'll talk about this strategy in a second. But I guess we picked up ETC so that the enemy team couldn't pick it up. We didn't obviously know at the time that the Voodoo guy nearly always plays Stitches. If we'd known that, we could have very happily taken Tyrael and just raffle stomp them. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it would have been just so wonderful with Tyrael. But oh well, ETC is a fantastic hero as well. So kind of interesting here at the start, right? Nice strats from Kronaz on the Illidan. Him and Curson teaming up to do damage to the bottom lane. Asking me to go top, that's perfectly fine. I'm a pretty good solo laner comparatively against the Ragnaros. Not a lane I've played. We're just going to poke safely at Blade. We want to make sure not to be hit by the Q splash, and we're trying to do as much damage with our Q splash as we can, and just staying fairly safe while we don't have vision of the enemy team. I'm going to clear out this wave and push it in. It's going to be fairly difficult for him to clear this out unless he tanks it out here, which he's going to do, and push him in a little bit. Get some damage onto him. Nicely done by Blade. Not panicking, playing it very cool. Again, pro player, he knows exactly what he's doing. But certainly like another player, a weaker player might have got very, very scared right there and actually backed off, had the tower shooting the minions and then missed a bunch of stacks. Looks like Zarya will go down, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting lane though as Greymane. You can see there we got hit by a Q from Ragnaros. And this is the problem with the lane as a Greymane, is that obviously Ragnaros can heal, you can't. Apart from regen globes, but yeah, you definitely have to be very careful. You can certainly poke him from range, much more than he can poke you, but he'll be healing himself up. You've got no self-healing, so it's definitely something to watch out for. Seems like a fairly reasonable lane, but Ragnar's getting fairly easy stacks. Gonna be able to interrupt right wing once, that's probably about it. Gonna go in for one more basic attack, there we go, scare right wing off again. But now at this point, with the lane pushing in, there's just pretty much no way. Blade learns from that first time when I interrupted by throwing the flask and hitting him and splashing the right wing. He knows that it doesn't let that happen again. He backs off, stands to the side so that there's no way for me to hit the flask on him and trigger that explosion interrupting Brightwing. So Brightwing does get it. Third time lucky. And he gets it. We got the bottom tribute. We got the bottom nuke though. And that's basically what I was looking for here. Nice meteor by him. Slightly misplayed there by me, taking a bit too much damage. Trying to walk with the splash radius for that is so big, very annoying. So that was definitely not a very good trade for me there at all. Should have gone more aggressive on him. You can see exactly what he's doing, very, very smart, right? Throws the meteor where I have to retreat, runs up into my face, hits me with the Q, and then uses his E to get away from the Worgen form so they can't get too much damage in return. Very smart stuff. So we do have to tap our well. Paying the price of the well for basically messing up in the lane. Come down and steal the vision away, seeing as the enemy team is completely preoccupied to the bottom. And we're going to be able to keep soaking this wave. And he's not going to do too much structural damage so long as we stay here. With that wave cleared, I'm actually going to run down bottom. I'm kind of feeling like Ragnaros is going to probably win this lane now, so I don't want to stay for too long. Illidan does go down. Instead of staying up top, I'm going to come down and double soak, which means our team's going to get an extra wave of experience that he's not going to be able to get unless he runs down on time. Considering joining up my teammates there. The price of doing this is that Ragnaros does go in top and starts doing some damage. We're going to do damage on our own. He actually gets more of the tower, so he did a great job there of pushing that in. Going to throw one additional flask to assist Lucio with the wave clear. I'm going to make my way up to top now and take over. So, yeah, a kind of interesting trade. Team was, again, because the fight went on down bottom lane a little bit longer than I expected, I was hoping that once I cleared out the wave, our team would be coming back up. They'd be able to take over the soak and the push and everything. Instead, because they're still down bottom, I stayed in middle, attempting to outtrade the Ragnaros. Didn't quite work out, but we are ahead in XP. That's pretty good. We're not losing this top lane too badly. With these bruisers pushing in as well, this will give us some advantage and some time to play. Oh, hello, there's a Stitches. Isn't that lovely? Need to watch out for a hook here, so it's going to stand behind the gate. Don't want to deal with that, thank you very much. Nuke is going to come in. Actually, this will clear out the bruiser camp. Didn't think about that. That's actually that's a high value nuke for them right there. Clears out all the structures, clears out the bruiser camp. That was actually really good. Well played by the Stitches, rotating up and clearing that bruiser camp. Fairly unfortunate. In the meantime, though, speaking of unfortunate, with Stitches coming up top, our teammates punish down bottom and get themselves the kill. They should also secure those bottom 2 nukes, which is fantastic. Need to be very cautious here because we know there's at least 2 heroes top, but you can see Stitches is there as well. Obviously need to watch out for a hook. Not too worried about it. Just gonna juke around, using our working abilities to hop, skip, dip, duck and dodge, and make sure we don't get hit. This top fort is basically dead. But looks like our teammates, they did grab all 3 nukes down bottom, so that's pretty good for us. 1 nuke for the enemy team, 3 for us. So, we do take some damage up top, but ultimately, like, the 3 nukes, I think, outweighs that. So, yeah, interesting trade. You can see we're playing, it's a pretty passive Greymane game so far. We've just been very much isolated and letting our team have all the fun. Nice gank by ETC, and Blade is taking a lot of damage here. He can obviously get some good healing with his Q, getting those resets from level 7. Pretty effective. We're going to fish him off some range attacks. He does go down, so nicely done. And we're going to start nuking these structures. Kirsten takes a lot of damage, but will just barely survive. Pretty good hook on him right there. And this should be the top fort going down for us. Illidan chasing, well, that's a waste of a nuke. I don't know what that was. Why? We could basically just kill that with... We had enough minions, we could just burn that down ourselves. Oh well. It's only 1 nuke, I suppose. Still a little bit disappointing. ETC is in some trouble. Looks like he got hooked and gorged in behind. We go in for the kill on the Nazebo. Don't have quite enough to get out, and now this is definitely turning not in our favor. Right here, I thought I was dead, so I went back in. I think it's a mistake. We do let Illidan escape, though. Maybe. He might still die. I think he's got this. I think he's good. Alright, cool. So we die and Illidan escapes. So, you know what? It was either Illidan was going to die in there anyway, probably. So I guess it worked out okay. Maybe we should have run away in that situation. But yeah, that went south pretty quickly. Nice hook gorge from Stitches on the ETC. Ruined our dive. I think we just bit off a little bit more than we could chew and paid a bit of a price for it. Anyway, the talent build I've gone for in this game went for basically a cocktail build. Hasn't been super useful. Basically gives you more wave clear, which I thought would be pretty important in the solo lane. Oh, Nazib, Illidan going very, very low. We're going to lose that top fort. I mean, it's just inevitable at this stage. So not bothering to defend it, making sure that in the mid lane we're going to be okay. I'm going to swing up and pick up the XP, but I mean, with this big of a push and the global presence of a Brightwing, I mean, it's just dead. So it's not a big problem. Now, this is a big problem. The enemy team having boss pressure. Nothing much we're going to be able to do about that. I need to stay here and clear this out. It's worth too much XP and we'll be getting damage on keep. Now, hopefully our team are going to be able to do a good job down bottom. Looks like they are getting tons of damage there on the Ragnaros. Molten Core has already been used, so it's not available in this fight. And looks like they did just fine. And we've got a nuke spawning up top, so this is good for us. I should be able to grab this one. Deep pushing this wave as well as we go. Some basic attacks. There we go. Nice. Wave cleared out. Gonna make our way over to this nuke and try to grab it. Actually, there's a false out here. Hello, friend. Hit him with the cursed bullet. Just do some damage. Start that cooldown ticking away. And he's gonna be quite annoying. I actually should have chased him a bit harder there, I think. He's obviously going to be able to interrupt this. We can dodge that. Actually get hit by the explosion from Boomerang, which sucks. The vision really not working in our favor right there. Illidan is going to come up though. ETC actually moving in. I didn't see Illidan, ETC coming in. Thought it was Illidan doing the pings. That was a mistake from me. If he'd spotted that, could have moved in a bit sooner. Fortunately, Zarya does die in the middle, picked off by Ragnaros. So it looks like we are going to use that nuke. Enemy team punishing the ETC rotation. Illidan coming in up top, he takes a whole bunch of damage. Trying to give him someone to queue out to. Should have moved a bit sooner towards him. He's going to be fine. But yeah, you can see kind of not... I'm slightly sleeping here and not catching all of the info I really should be in terms of the rotations. So that's definitely something I could have been doing better in this particular game. And we are down a talent tier, so we don't really want to be fighting anyway. There's also a huge wave down bottom, which is a bit of a problem. He gets hooked in. Luckily he's able to juke out and doesn't get hit by the gorge, which might have led to a dead Lucio. We're looking to engage right here. Blade doing tons of damage. Actually a nuke thrown down by Stitches to disengage that fight. They're getting scared. Illidan going in from behind. Zarya throwing in the expulsion zone. We're trying to get as much splash damage as possible with our E's. Kirsten with the reverse amp. We're going to chase onto Stitches here. He doesn't have a nuke anymore. By fire be purged, die insects. Our good friend, Ragnaros, starting to do a lot of damage. Kronaz in a bit of trouble. Looks like he will live. Nice healing coming out from Lucio as he amps it up. And we will survive this. Down half a level. But gonna get a nice chase on. This should be a dead Nazebo too. Really good dive by Illidan and by the ETC2. We miss our cursed bullet like a boss. We're still gonna get this kill though. It's only a matter of time. Even not very much time actually. And with that we're gonna move on to the boss and get ourselves a boss. Falstad doing a great job down bottom lane in the meantime. Look at that, right? They know that we're doing the boss. It's very obvious that's what we're doing. They're basically exploiting the rest of the map. They could even move to that bottom boss themselves. It's something that we definitely have to consider. Yeah, they could well be doing it. They probably should, really. Anyway, what we're going to do, we've got one nuke. And with this top boss, we're going to try push this in and try get a keep out of this. That's basically the goal here. Open up a keep, get catapults pushing in. Gonna be able to manually destroy these towers. And then nuke the keep. So this should be a keep for us. And that will open up the map quite a bit. Then we get back in time to defend the boss as well. Trying to poke in here. Again, not probably looking to pick a fight. I mean, there's a molten core available, I'm pretty sure, again. So we definitely don't want to be going in here too ham. In case that does pop out. I think it will. No, okay. He doesn't have it. ETC stage diving out to defend. Anyway, we're on Hearthstone. Yeah. Always scary to fight a Ragnaros team under their structures or near a structure, dead structure. In case he's got Molten Core available. I haven't been counting the cooldown. Maybe one of the teammates had. Anyway, there's been nukes spawning, which is another reason we want to back off. Falstad actually going to pinch one. We're going to work on this boss, make sure it goes down before our keep does. Should be able to kill it pretty quickly with Greymane and Illidan. Lots of damage to burn on that boss, and down it goes. Doesn't do too much damage, but with that actually tends to be ends up being a good nuke phase for the enemy team. So that was kind of, I think that was a really interesting sort of strategic situation there, where yeah, we took the top boss and then it was a case of, okay, we got one nuke, do we push this keep? If we push this keep, the enemy team gets the bottom boss. Is that worth it? They get a boss, but we get to take out a keep with our boss, and then we can defend ours. Unfortunately, then the nuke spawns, plus the enemy team having globals meant that they could get 3 nukes off the end of that. So I don't know exactly how this works out, honestly. Like, they are down a keep, which is great. The boss didn't do too much damage, their one. But they do have 3 nukes, so there's definitely that to consider. So I don't know. It's an interesting trade. I think it overall is sort of advantageous for us, but I'm not super sure. Anyway, Falstad is out of position right here. He's got the global. I presume he's got Gust, so he thinks he is safe. There comes the Gust, but we're here as well. Hello, he's going to burn his nuke. Try get rid of that before he dies. Just getting outflanked by Lucio speed, basically, was the main thing there. Plus, like, the heavy dive team that we've got. But with that, we're able to pick up his nuke. That's 2 nukes for us. And yeah, we're going for core. Just like that. 2 nukes, Illidan, Greymane. Falstad being dead, no Gust. We're going to nuke the core. You can see the enemy team actually not quite expecting this, and they're late to arrive. Blade doing a good job. He arrives and throws down his nuke to try to defend. Good positioning on Sulfur Smash and everything as well. ETC stage dives in. I think he's going to die. But with that, very easy core for us. And yeah, a very sudden end to the game. Just like that. Like, literally, that's all it takes. Falstad is holding a nuke. He just overstepped his bounds, feeling safe with a global presence, expecting us to be pushing in down bottom. We rotate up towards mid, we gank him. With the Lucio speed, he's not able to gust everyone away. Lucio could, of course, interrupt his flight then as well if he tried to fly away. Falstad's just dead, tries to burn the nuke, gets killed before he can. Excellent cooperation by the team, I thought. And yeah, there we go. We net ourselves a win. Zarya actually top hero damage, nicely done. There's the build. And yeah, cool then. With Falstad dead, 1 hero down, 2 nukes, and the core open at level 16, I think. With Illidan, Greymane, Lucio, Zarya, ETC as well. You know, just with the team we had, very easy for us to go core. We go core. Again, the enemy team not expecting us to do that. Caught out. Is taken by surprise, so they're a bit slow to come back to defend. Like, it could have been different if they just like Hearthstone straight away and tried to defend us 4. Actually got into the Molten Core with the Ragnaros. It might have been different, maybe. But very, very, very difficult for them to defend that either way. And yeah, just very suddenly, just from really just one, I would say, relatively small, moderate level mistake from Falstad. Like literally just one overstep, one death at the wrong time, and then it's just game over. Just from that, I thought that was really interesting. You know, when you're playing with these sort of like a lot of these pro level players, it's like literally, like just one mistake and it's game over, just like that. It's punished that hard. It literally is. It's punished that hard. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought you'd enjoy the ending to that game. Again, the talent build, just in case you didn't catch it. The theory with this was to bring a bit more wave clear and also a bit more poke over the nukes if you're going to fight over them. But went for perfect aim at level 1, increasing the range of our Greymane cocktail, our Q, and restoring mana if it hits a hero. Draft overflow at 4, increasing its explosion length by 35%. Incendiary elixir at level 7, a quest. We actually made very little progress on the quest because we didn't actually fight heroes all that much. But every time we hit a hero with the explosion of the cocktail, it does increase the damage up to 225. It's a lot of bonus damage on the Q. A lot of bonus damage. Makes the wave clear much more powerful and actually adds a substantial amount of splash damage to team fights. Adds very painful poke if you can pull it off during sort of standoffs as well. And once you finish that quest, 15 hits with the quest. I think we only got like 5 or something in this game, barely any, funnily enough. But after hitting 15, it reduces the cooldown of your Q by 4 seconds. It's 10 second by default. So yeah, I mean, you can imagine, you know, having a 6 seconds for each cocktail. They hit much harder. That's the cocktail build in action. Then you've got extra range and then longer explosions from level 1 and 4. Yeah, I mean, Greymane's poke can be quite strong in the sort of laning situations. Not as effective on a big map like this one, Warhead, where you're often not having these sort of pokey fights. But, you know, given that we were in a solo lane, that's why I went for it as well, is to give a bit more wave clear against the Ragnarok's, kind of safe wave clear. I don't know if it's the perfect choice. You could maybe make a pretty good argument for going for a melee type Greymane instead. I don't really know. I don't know. This is what I went for though. I think it worked out fine. I just don't know if it was the ideal. I'm really not sure, but it worked enough, I guess. Level 10, Cursed Bullet. Fire Bullet does 35% current health damage to a target. Obviously, massive value against Stitches. Also very good against Ragnaros. It just helps us burst down anyone that moves out of position. ETC can lock them down. We can hit them with this Cursed Bullet and help burst them down. Kind of nice. Went for Running Wild in this game as well, increasing the range of our Dark Flight and Disengage, just to engage quicker and to escape quicker as well. I think all of them at level 13 are really good, but I like this one quite a bit. And then level 16 went for Executioner for a bit more just blow up against anyone that ETC does happen to lock down with any of his CC. Didn't get to level 20, probably, I don't know what I would have gone for at level 20. Again, I think all the options would have been pretty good. Hard to say, actually, given the map and choice state. None of them are that great on this particular map. But sure, oh well, that's just the way the map works. That's just the way it is. Maybe you would have gone for Tooth and Claw, making the work-in attacks, spacey attacks cleave for full damage. That probably would have been what I picked up, but yeah, you're kind of free on that tier as well. Anyway, guys, that was Greymane. Greymane, super strong hero right now as well. Very, very strong hero in the meta, but hard countered by Arthas. If the enemy team doesn't have Arthas, or you're like on a map like this where it's big enough and you can kind of avoid Arthas quite a bit, I think you could probably run the Greymane and do just fine, but definitely bear in mind that he has a horrible time against Arthas. You know, you jump in Worgen form and then you just get locked down with that attack speed slow, that movement speed slow, stacking up and up and up, the roots and everything. It's just a bit of a nightmare, plus Arthas getting so much physical armor too. So yeah, he has a nasty matchup into that. We saw that go very wrong in a lot of the placement games, people picking Greymane into Arthas. It was a big problem, but yeah, they went for Stitches in this game. I don't know if we banned Arthas or not. I don't think we did, but they went for Stitches, so we were okay. But yeah, I mean, he's a great range damage dealer. Brings good wave clear, good poke, and good burst and blow up potential. So yeah, he's a great hero right now. But just seriously, beware Arthas, beware Arthas. He eats wolves for breakfast. Yeah, there you go, guys. I think that's all the info for Greymane. For now, I will come back with more Greymane videos in the next week or two as well. I got at least one more really good Greymane game with more of a ranged focus on Dragonshire, much more laning focused, with the team as opposed to sort of solo laning, actually roaming with the team. I think you're going to enjoy that one a lot when that comes out, whenever it is. So yeah, anyway, for now, give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye bye.